Alright, today's Friday. We got Xur. He's in the tower. So you go to tower, you go to courtyard, and you run over here and take a hard left when you spawn. You spawn like that, you take a hard left. We just walk this way. Just so you also know, we are 100% helping with Rulik still for the Pantheon. I'm still cheesing the crap out of him, helping people out to get to it that haven't been there. You know, we're going to do this differently. We're going to start at this guy for once. Trials. One of the new maps is. It's one of the new maps. It's the one on the pyramid ship. I forget what its name is. You have to, but it's Igneous Hammer, which is amazing. We love Igneous, so yeah. But it is the new map that is on the pyramid ship. I forget what it's called. It starts with an N, I believe. I'm not sure though. Might be wrong about that, but yeah. So it's a good map. I enjoy that map, so it's not bad for trials this weekend. Here's Xur. He's in the corner as always. But yeah, I'm still helping with his Rolik help. So if you need help with that, message me on the Discord. It'll be in the description what to join and where to message. And yeah, you let me know if you need help with it. I help Relic any of the weeks. Don't matter. Well, this is only 2 weeks, but yeah. So anyways, let's get into it. We got Prometheus Lens, which is a fun exotic. It's not bad. It's not the greatest by any means, but it's not bad either. It's pretty fun to use for a trace rifle, so get it if you want it. Not a bad roll by any means for Shinobis. This is actually pretty decent. You could definitely make this work. So I like it. I like that roll. Personally, I think you can make that into a pretty good roll. I do wish it was a little higher, but, it's not bad by any means. Eternal Warrior is getting a buff soon. Well, getting a more of a use soon. But I don't think this is a good roll for it. Too much mobility. If that was in Recov or Discipline, I would accept that. But otherwise, I don't like that personally. I don't think it's worth shit. Skull of Dire Makara, that's not a bad roll. You can put a Recov mod on that unless you have a high Recov on other armors. But unfortunately, this thing does suck. Hopefully it gets a buff and is better, but it's so far as we know it's not getting a buff, so it kind of sucks. But grab it just in case they buff it later in the year. Let's see, Hawkmoon. Ooh, Eye of the Storm. I love Eye of the Storm and Hawkmoon, but it has no range. Ugh, we got the worst range roll possible for it. That sucks. I wouldn't recommend that. Unless you don't have one, then grab it just to have it, but it should be craftable sometime within this year, so I think whether it's right away with Final Shape launch or later, I don't know. But it should be craftable soon, so I just wait until it's craftable personally. But yeah, let's get on to the armor. We're going to do the armor first. Holy shit, that is a good flipping gauntlets. Those are some great gauntlets. Yo, those might be better than my gauntlets for PvP. Nah, mine are slightly better. Wait, are these the ones for PvP? Hold up. Let's see. Do these have... Oh, okay. Nope, no, they're not better. They do have more intellect, but sadly they don't have more recov than mine. So, unfortunately, I was hoping for a little bit more recov so I could run a recov masterwork, get a little more intellect, but sadly that destroys my stuff, so that will not work. Unfortunate. That'll be 29. It's a few off. Yeah, no, because I have even 100, so yeah, unfortunately it will not work. But that's not a bad by any means. If you don't have good gauntlets, I'd recommend grabbing those. Those are pretty damn good gauntlets, not gonna lie. Sovereign Vest. Actually good roll too. I do wish its strength was in mobility or intellect, but that is still a decent roll. It is a bit weird, but you could use this for PvP. Or, sorry, PvE. I don't think this is a good PvP roll, but it is a good PvE roll. I would recommend it for PvE. Cloak don't matter as always, of course. Oh, okay, so this is like one of the pieces I have. I have this on the chest piece, something similar to this to make it where I have triple or 100 in a certain spot and then really high stats in others. So this ain't bad. This is definitely usable for PvP. Put mobility or easel on this if you want to build like that, or mostly I'd put mobility personally, and I could definitely turn this into something. This is not a bad helmet by any means. Definitely PvE helmet for sure. You could definitely use this as a PvE for higher stats for recov and discipline, but PvP as well. I see the potential here for PvP. We got boots, which really don't matter because I only use stompies for PvP and PvE. I use either Star Eaters or Celestial, so Celestial, but it's not a good PvE roll, so I wouldn't recommend it. But for PvP, definitely could be a decent roll if you run any of the other exotics other than boot exotics. You could definitely use these. They're not as good as they could be. Again, too much strength in my opinion, but they're not bad by any means. They are definitely still good, so you could definitely grab it. These hunters' armor's pretty damn nice today, I'm not gonna lie. Now let's get to the weapons. Instant trash. That is a horrible scathe lock. Do not use that. Don't be crackheaded. Callus Mini Tool's absolutely cracked of an SMG. It is craftable 100%. If you're going to use a harmonizer, use a harmonizer in this. You want to get 5 of these. These things are fucking monsters. I think there might be a way you can currently farm it in the game. I'm not sure though, but These things are monsters, so I would put stuff on them, harmonizer on it, and use this. This thing is a monster. You can get so many good rolls for PvE. It's got a couple good PvP rolls, so yeah. Icelis as well, insanely good PvP and PvE weapon. Absolute insane. It's got Volt Shot, it's got Dynamic Tap Triggers, it's got Dynamic Rangefinder, which is a bit weird, but because Rangefinder's not as good as it once was, but it still works on SMGs decently. It's got, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of them for PvP. There's a few different ones for PvP and a few different ones for PvE, so definitely recommend putting Harmonizer on that as well. Personally, I think Callus is better for PvE, and Icelis is better for PvP, so if you're better at PvP, go Icelis. If you're better at PvE, go Callus. They're both really good otherwise. We got Statistic Variable, which is a good SMG. It is very underrated, but sadly this is not a great role. I mean, Under Pressure is nice, but sadly Wellspring just kind of ruins it in my eyes. I wouldn't recommend it, but at the same time, if you want a good SMG, this one is definitely good. It is a good 900, and if you get Phase Mag, you can get it to 600. So that's definitely good. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that, but you can get a good roll for this. It's definitely underrated. We got Nezarec Whisper, which some people consider a really good glaive. I believe it is craftable as well, but personally, I don't like glaives for the most part. Only the exotics really interest me. The rest are kind of shit, in my opinion. But if you like it, grab it. It's not bad. It's a fun thing to do for meleeing stuff and shooting things. It's fun. It's just not practical, at the moment at least. Other than the exotics. The exotics have a purpose, in my opinion. We've got a Memory Interdict, which has an insane blast radius, which is what you want for PvP now, I believe. You want higher blast radius. So, this ain't a bad roll by any means. I definitely recommend this for PvP. That's an insane roll. The fact you have 80 blast radius plus this, that's pretty crazy. Okay. That's not bad. Definitely recommend that for PvP. That's not bad at all. We got Retrofit Escapade, which has insane damage perks for PvE machine guns, and it's fun for PvP, but it's mostly PvE. It's got good for champion destroying and ultra destroying, and even boss damage for certain bosses. Very specific bosses, mind you. But yeah, and it's also craftable, so you can use a harmonizer in it. Personally, I love this thing. It's one of my favorite machine guns. If they didn't bring Hammerhead back, this would be the only machine gun I'd still be using. The fact they brought Hammerhead back, I don't use machine guns often, but when I do, it's Hammerhead takes the cake right now. But this one is still really good, and I still love it a lot, so would recommend it as well. Holy cow, there's been a lot of crafted weapons this week. That is crazy. There's some pretty good stuff. The Hunter is cracked. Let's go see what the Warlock's got. Does the Warlock got good armor? Let's go find out. Okay, we're on the Warlock. Let's see what we got here. Nope. Instantly bad armor. It's got way too much mobility. That is unfortunate. We've got... I don't know what this is, but this ain't a bad roll. It's weird, but you could definitely use some of it. These gauntlets could pair decently with these, surprisingly. I know that might seem weird, but this could actually work. I do hate there's too much mobility there, but this could definitely work as something, potentially. Let's see the rest of the gear. We got a bond, we've got a helmet, and we got boots. Boots and helmet are absolutely disappointing, but funny enough, you actually mix these together and put recov mods on them, you could actually make a decent Warlock build. By no means God perks, but definitely decent. I will say that is not half bad. So I recommend if you're gonna get armor, put all this together, put recov mods on, you will get decent stats. Again, not godly stats, no crazy stats, but decent stats. I will recommend this for decent stats, but it does require you to have them all. Or if you have stuff that already that's better than this, just don't do it. Personally, I would recommend not doing this. But if you don't have really good armor, buy this as a set and use this. Obviously, the bond doesn't matter, but everything else does. It makes a decent set. Decent, not godly, decent. So I would recommend that. It's okay. It's an armor piece. Onto the Titan. Okay, we've got the Titan armor here. Wow, that's a lot of strength. If you're trying to build a strength build, this could definitely help. I don't think it's that good of a roll, but definitely could use it if you need strength for a build. This could definitely work out, because obviously you got a ton of strength, but personally don't like it. Chest piece, absolute trash roll, way too weird. No, those aren't good stats at all. That doesn't matter as always. Holy cow, that's a lot of recov on a Titan. That is what you would want. You want this with armor pieces that have resil and a little bit of recov to balance that out, or a lot of resil and this one will be a lot of recov and then you balance it out that way. But this is good. You could definitely use this for PvP. Unfortunately, there's too much strength. Again, if you're trying to make a PvE build or PvP build of strength builds, then you could definitely use this. But personally, I think that's too much strength. Titans have a lot of easy ways to get their melees back, so I think that's kind of pointless. And that is trash. Holy cow, that hurt. Again, if you want to build a really high strength build, my voice cracked there, hilarious. You could put all these together and make a hell of a big strength build. I'll admit that. But personally, not enough rezo on any of these really to help out with what Titans are made for. This is really good. You could, if you have long as you have rezo armor already, this is a really good helmet. I would recommend this. Everything else, put it together if you want to make a strength build. You're gonna have to put some resilience on it. Again, the bond don't matter. Don't worry about that. Or the mark, sorry, because it's pointless. But yeah. So yeah, that's Xur. He's got insane hunter stuff, interesting weapons, a lot of craftable weapons, and armor for both characters. Alright, so that's the video. That's the, well, Trials, which I did first this week, which was weird, but it happened to be in here, so it's easier. I did Trials, is Xur, and next week in Destiny, which a whole bunch, it'll be the final week of the season, and we finally get final shape, let's go! So yeah, and it'll be the final week to help with Pantheon stuff, so, you know, especially for Rolik, because people get stuck on it, so, you know, make sure you come by the Discord and ask for help for that. I at least can help you with that with no issue, so I will try to help more if I'm able to, if I'm not helping others, but yeah. So yeah, y'all have a good day. We out. Adios.